Hey guys, it's Heather from Kell of a Plan, and today I want to talk to you guys about how to use this monthly budget page that's in the beginning of every month in our budget planner to actually set a budget. I think that a lot of people buy this planner, and there's nothing wrong with this, but I think a lot of people buy this planner and they use it more as an expense tracker, tracking their expenses, tracking their online orders, tracking what they're spending each month, but they're not actually setting a budget and sticking to it. It is important to track all of these things so that you know how much you're spending, but you also, to really make a change in your financial situation, you want to set a budget, and you want to do this at the beginning of the month, and then you want to try your hardest by tracking all the money that you're spending to not go over budget. So this page here is meant not just for you to track things. This page is meant for you to set up a budget before the month even starts. So in order to set up the budget, you need to know how much money you have coming in, and then you need to know how much money you have that's definitely going out and how much money you have that's potentially going out that might change every month. These are more going to be pretty much around the same amount every month, and then these are going to be different. That's kind of the difference in your bills and fixed expenses and your variable expenses. So for example, your rent or your mortgage, that's pretty much going to be right around the same every month. So I'm over here, I'm going to write mortgage because that's a fixed expense for us. And I can put what my budget is for the mortgage, and then the actual number is more than likely going to be the same, especially for your budget. But other things that might go in here, I'm only going to write the ones down that apply to us, but I'm going to give y'all a couple of examples. If you have a car payment, you could put that here in bills and fixed expenses, because that's pretty much doesn't change every month. I could put health insurance here because that's pretty much not going to change unless it's a month where you're getting like a new health insurance. Things like your electric bill. Now, yes, this changes every month, but it usually doesn't change by a crazy amount of money, especially from year to year. Like, for example, if this is January, I could look up what our January electric bill was last year, and I can budget for around the same amount of money. Now, it may not be the same month to month, because for us, our electric bill in January is much cheaper than it is, say, in August, because I live in Texas. But I can look at last year's bill and I can budget, okay, this is how much we spent last year. That's probably about how much we'll spend this year. And then I can put that amount here. So other things besides health insurance, it might be your auto insurance, your home insurance. Our home insurance is bundled in with our mortgage. So I'm not going to put it separately. But here we have electric, maybe your water bill, your gas bill, your cell phone bill, your internet, your cable. If you pay for cable, I don't pay for cable. But I do pay for like Hulu, Netflix. If you have student loans, that is something that would be in the bills and fixed expenses. For childcare, I'm going to put Amelia's school. And then I'm going to put our babysitter, because we have both. Your gym membership, if you have a gym membership. Property taxes, if you pay them monthly, our property taxes are tied in with our mortgage. HOA fees, we don't pay those monthly. We pay them twice a year, so I'm not going to put that in here. But your security system, maybe your credit card. Although your credit card, while it's a bill, might be a variable expense, but also a lot of the things, depending on how you use your credit card, your variable expenses might be in your credit card. So this one is something you may not want to actually put here, because it might end up throwing your budget off, because like the things you pay for that are variable expenses. If you pay for them with your credit card and then you have it here and here, then you've got it twice. So I'm actually going to cross out credit card because the things that we pay for on our credit card are really the variable expenses. Other things might be like your security system for your house. If you have like if you use Pay in 4, that might be a fixed a bill, although the amount could change monthly depending on what you're buying. So then variable expenses is things that you're going to buy every month, but the price of them are going to change. So for example, this might be your groceries, because you might, that obviously we all know groceries are forever changing and forever going up in price. But so you would put groceries here. You would, as a family or by yourself, decide what is your budget this month for groceries. Maybe it's $400 for the whole month. Maybe it's $500 for the whole month. Maybe it's $200 for the whole month. I don't know. It depends on your family size. Put your budget here, and then throughout the month, you're going to track how much you're spending on groceries. And at the end of the month, you're going to put your actual here. Okay. So then maybe dining out is a variable expense for you, or maybe you don't eat out. Maybe that's not in your budget. But you could still put it here and then put $0 budget, because then if you do eat out, you went over budget, and that would be your actual. Or maybe your dining out budget is very small. Maybe it's very big, but it's important to break it down. I think personally, even if you say you're not eating out because it's not in your budget, I think you should still put it here and put that your budget is 0, so that if you end up eating out, you can track it. I also think it's important to be a little realistic. If you can fit it in your budget, a small budget for eating out, that's fine too. Your gas for your car, what is your budget for the month? Entertainment, this would be things like date nights, movies, bowling, zoo, going out with friends, having a drink, things like that. Shopping. This you might even want to break out even more. So like I might say shopping for clothes, shopping for kids, and maybe other. And I might break that down even more. Personal care. This might be like haircuts, manicures. I personally get really 1 to 2 a month, so I need a budget for that. Not haircuts, manicures. And like my haircuts, I really get every other month. So some months my budget might be 0, but some months my budget might be $200. So it really just depends. You could have a gift budget for birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, Mother's Day gifts, Father's Day gifts, anniversary gifts. You can have donations if you are in the position to donate. If you live in a city where maybe you don't have gas, you don't have a car because you're more like public transportation, then you could do transportation. You could do medical expenses. This would be like co-pays, medicines, things like that. You could do hobbies. You do pet care if you have pets. Travel, if you're traveling at all, you would, even if you are not traveling, I would put it in your budget, because like we're traveling in March. I don't think we're going anywhere in January, but whatever our budget is, if we don't spend it, then I could move it to our budget for the next month. So we personally, some of these we don't necessarily use every month, but we budget for it every month. All right. I'm trying to think if there's any other variable expenses. We got groceries, dining out, gas, entertainment, shopping. I think that's pretty good. And then this kind of gives you an idea too, when you're coming over to your weekly to set this up. You could come here and you could color code these, okay, if you wanted to. And then you could use that same color coding over here to track what you're spending, so that then you can easily add it up for what you're spending for the whole month. So like here, do I have groceries? I have food/drinks, which is this purple color. So I could come over here and I could highlight groceries in this purple color. So that is an idea. Now, you don't want to just write these things down and say, okay, my budget's done. You want to come in here and you want to set a number for your budget. Now, you have to remember that all of this plus all of this should not be greater than this, because this is your income. So I don't necessarily want to fill this out on camera because I'm not super comfortable with giving out our personal numbers. But step 1 would be to put down your income and get the total. Step 2 would be to figure out your budget for your fixed expenses, especially the super important ones that you can't change. You could cut Hulu and Netflix if you needed to, but you probably can't cut out your health insurance. So set your budget for this, put your total. Then come over here, see what amount of money you have left after this is taken from this. Budget each section out. And then at the end of the month, you're going to tally it up, and you're going to tally this from your weekly tracking. So here you're tracking it weekly, and this is, you're going to break it down more. So like when I get a manicure, I'm going to come here and I'm going to write manicure and the total. When I buy someone a gift, I'm going to write Maddie gift and the total. I'm going to track it here so that then at the end of the month, I can add it all up, and then I can put the actual here to see if I went over budget, under budget, or if I was like right on budget. So you take this and you pair it with the tracking to get the total at the end of the month. At the end of the month, you want this number to be less or equal to this number. Okay? Okay. I hope that walking you through this has given you a little bit, if you're new to budgeting. I know that I didn't break down numbers, but I hope that it at least gave you like an idea. I can potentially break down some of these numbers just based off of what we've spent previously. Like right now I'm looking at our electric bill. Our electric bill last January was $160. So like here, I'm going to say our budget is $175 for our electric in January. Our water last year was $96. So I'm going to say our water is going to be $100. It's a little bit more than what we spent last year, but hopefully that's a good amount. Hopefully I'm guessing correctly. Now, our electric bill is much cheaper this month, but our gas bill was much more expensive because it was the winter, so we were using more gas. So here, I'm going to say our gas bill at $350. Our internet, our home internet, trying to make sure it didn't go up. Okay. Looks like $75. Okay. Amelia's school, I think it's $210 a month, but I don't remember off the top of my head. And I know Hulu and Netflix have gone up too. So this is me, again, guessing based off of last year for some of these. But then some of these I can come in and put what the actual number is, just because I can look that up. And then at the end of the month, I'll come in and put what we actually spent. So this page is for setting a budget. These pages are for tracking your spending, but you use what you track to determine if you were on budget at the end of the month. Okay? All right. I hope that this has kind of helped like break down how to use these pages. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, I hope you hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and happy planning.